How you guys doing today? It is me again, your favorite Texas trucker, and I am in Salisbury, North Carolina, at the Loves, and I'm in the middle of a 34-hour reset right now. Actually, my 34 is finished, but I can't go anywhere till tomorrow because my load doesn't pick up till tomorrow. But I wanted to do an update. I've been wanting to do an update for a while. As a matter of fact, I've tried to do a couple of them. I'll get to that and tell you what happened there in just a couple minutes. But I know that a couple of y'all contacted me. You wanted me to do an update, and you know, you're worried about where I've been or concerned about where I've been because I haven't said anything. And man, I appreciate it. Man, I really appreciate you guys following me and you know, being involved enough that you really, you know, you care about the updates. You know, it means a lot to me. Got the curtain up. I actually just put it back up, and this side I was gonna leave it open because it feels so good out here right now that you know, the breeze coming through the window is just absolutely really great right now. But I've got the sun blaring in from this window over here, and it's blinding me. So my window's open, but the sun is so damn bright that I went ahead and covered the window back up. So a few days ago, I sat down and I was going to do an update. I guess it's probably been about, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I got about halfway through the video, and then something happened. I don't know what it was, but it cut my video off. And so that's a little aggravating, you know, because especially since I talk so damn much. And you know, you get halfway through a video, you know, 15-20 minutes into it, you know, and that's a lot to, you know, redo. And especially when you talk off the cuff and you know, you don't really have a set script or anything, you know, so that aggravated me. But a couple days later, I decided to do it again. I was like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and make another video, you know, and just redo that old one. So I went back to it and I started again, and I got, I think 21, 22 minutes into it, something like that, and somebody called me. Well, my last phone, this is a new phone I'm using right now. My last phone would allow me to just ignore the phone call and continue with what I was doing. This phone, however, when someone calls you, immediately cuts your video off. And so I decided that I had so much in that video that I was just going to do another short video and then merge them together. But when I bought this phone, that app didn't download, and I don't remember the name of the app. So now I'm back, and I'm trying it for the third time, and this has been about 2 weeks later. We'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be able to get through the whole thing. Alright, man, I've got a lot to update you on. And I don't remember everything I've said since my last video was out. So, if I repeat a few things I've already covered, I do apologize, but I do want to get out there and kind of let y'all know what's going on and where things are. A couple of the videos that I want to do are more information type videos. They won't really be updates, and we'll get to that. First, if I'm not mistaken, the last thing that I covered was the inframe. I was getting the inframe done on the truck, and I got the truck back after a little bit more than a week in the shop. It ended up being in the shop about a week and 3 or 4 days, something like that. I don't really remember. I had a lot of problems with the air conditioning unit when they put it back in, but I think I explained all that. So I get the truck back, and I get it out on the road for, I don't know, maybe a week. It wasn't quite a week, I don't think. Anyway, I don't remember. You know, I get it out on the road, and it's about a week and a half, I guess. And so my first week was only about half a week paycheck, and that was pretty bad. And then I had a second full week that I did pretty good, but I ended up getting a run in through Fort Worth that I got there on Friday, and it didn't deliver until like Saturday. And so the plan was that I was going to go ahead and come in, make the delivery, and then and then get another run out the next day. And I wasn't planning on spending time at home because I can't afford it. $15,000 in-frame, man, that's a lot of money. And I was already down for a week and a half, and I financed the in-frame, so they increased my monthly payments on my truck, or my bi-weekly payments, because I pay every 2 weeks. And so I can't afford to be home if I don't, unless it's home time. So I got a load coming in through the home. I got home on Friday night. It was supposed to deliver Monday morning. Everything was great with that. I was happy with it. The agreement was that I would deliver the load on Saturday, and then I would get a load out Saturday night from a place we do a lot of business with in McKinney. Well, it didn't work out that way. McKinney had told them that they were going to have quite a few loads coming out, and turned out that they didn't have any loads, and they couldn't find anything else at the last minute. So I got stuck at home. I delivered Saturday, got stuck at home the rest of Saturday, got stuck at home Sunday, was stuck at home Monday, didn't get out again until Tuesday morning. So I lost, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, or most of Tuesday. So, that was 3.5, 4 days. That's half a week of income I lost. And I wasn't very happy with it. 3.5 days cost me a lot of money, and it makes for a bad paycheck. And so anyway, this guy's parking over here next to me. So anyway, I get going again, and we put that behind me and go on about our business. And that week was okay. It wasn't really wasn't all that great. Just barely enough to cover bare minimum expenses. And then we move on to the next week. Well, the next week I had to come home for home time. I had some appointments I had to deal with. So, I came home. That paycheck really wasn't all that great because I, lost a couple days coming home. But I get back out on the road, and and make a long story short, I'm making this a lot longer than it needs to be. I haven't had a lot of really good weeks since I got the in-frame. The market's been soft. We've taken a bit of a hit in van loads, and so I haven't really been making the money that I want to make and that I'm used to making out here. This week is a little bit of an exception. This last paycheck was right around $2,600, and I needed that, But I ran so hard over these last couple of weeks that I don't have any time left. I've been running on recaps, and I know I'm on paper logs, and I know all the stuff everybody says that when you're on paper logs, you never run out of time. You got as much time as you want, and so yada 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 yada, and all that. All that sounds good, but I'm not going to be running illegal. Hold on one second here. Let me roll this window up. This dude is kind of distracting me over here. Alright. Anyway, I'm not going to run illegal. Just because I'm on paper logs doesn't mean that I'm going to modify everything so that I can run nonstop. If I was going to do that, there ain't even no sense in keeping paper logs. My log books are good enough that they can withstand pretty much any kind of scrutiny, and I'm going to keep it that way. So So I decided, I told him I had to take a 34 in order for me to be able to keep running at the pace that I need to keep running. And that's where I am right now. All right, now, that's kind of a update on the way I've been running. I haven't done, I told you why, I haven't done a video lately. I had the 2 failed attempts at doing a video, but there's more involved in that. I've been really busy. Let's back all the way back up again. We've talked about how I've run and the fact that at the moment I'm not making the money that I really want to make. It's not Triple C's fault, it's the market's fault. It's just the way the market is. And the fact that I have had to be home a couple of times and got stuck home a couple of times, and and that's really kind of hurt. But there's some more things that happened as far as the engine in the truck goes. The inframe. The engine has been running fine. I haven't had any engine problems. I got a service done last weekend, 15,000 mile service done for warranty. Cost me a lot more than I really wanted to pay, and I learned a lesson on where I got my service done. Not real happy with what I ended up paying for it. It is what it is. I did things in a way that I'm going to have to go back and review, because it just, where I thought I was going to be saving money, I ended up costing me money. My service ended up costing me $407, and I'm not real happy with that. So I got that done. Well, anyway, a couple weeks after I got the inframe done, I'm out on the road and my air compressor went out, and it caused me a bunch of problems. But my air compressor went out, and it really kind of upsets me because the air compressor is brand new. It was only 2.5 months old. I had just replaced it in this truck. It was a brand new air compressor. Because of where it went out at, the place that I bought it from could not warranty it, because they couldn't get one out to me. And in order for me to get my get the money back for it, I had to bring the core in. But the people that came out to the rest area to charge me $1,425 to replace my air compressor had to take the core. Now, so I had a choice. Either I could keep the core and eat the core charge for the new air compressor, or I could and if I did that, then I could take it back to where I bought it from and get my money back for it. Or I could let them keep the core, not have to pay that core charge, but I would be completely out on getting the refund for the air compressor, because I have to turn the old compressor in. It blew the head gaskets. So the new compressor that they were bringing out to me, of course I couldn't bargain shop and try to find a cheaper place because I'm stuck in a rest area. But the core charge for the compressor they were bringing out to me was more than the entire compressor cost at the place that I paid the last time. So obviously I didn't keep the core, and I just ate that. $1,425. That set me back really bad. Coming right on the tail of an inframe, that hurt really bad. So I got that done. While he was fixing my air compressor, I have a big old thick 1-inch hydraulic line that goes to my power steering pump from my reservoir to my pump. Instead of removing it and getting it out of his way so he could take the compressor off, he bent it out of the way and ruined the fitting where it connects to the hose, creating a pretty substantial leak. And I couldn't find any place on the road that could supply the hose. I tried for days, couldn't find anything. Meanwhile, I'm pouring a gallon of power steering fluid out about every day. So I went and got rescue tape, and used rescue tape to patch it together. The rescue tape worked. Maybe one of these days I'll do a video on how to use rescue tape, but one of the rescue tape worked, and I was able to patch the line together and get it down to just a real slow drip, and it held together for another 2 weeks till I could get it back home. When I got back home, I replaced that line. I went down to my local Napa. Napa had everything I needed. They built me a new line, and I was back on it. I was fixed. So I did that during one of my home times. There's a couple of issues that the truck has. I blew one of the airbags in the cab leveling airbag, and I had to replace it. Never replaced the cab leveling airbag before, so it was a little bit of an experience. Not a bad deal. It wasn't very difficult. I was able to do it. I kind of wish one of the kids had been there with me, because my youngest Scooter, he's got a GoPro camera, and I wish he'd have been there, and we could have done a video on how to change out the airbags, and we would have done that. But I changed out the airbags, and then turns out that I have the passenger side air shock, or the passenger side shock for the cab is also bad, so now I've got to replace it. I still haven't got around to it, but I do have to replace that. Alright, so we had that. I was told my suspension is going out, that the bushings are bad in my suspension, in the rear. And this truck's got a wishbone suspension, which Kenworth phased out many years ago. They won't even repair it anymore. They say that it's not worth repairing. More trouble than it's worth to repair it, and it doesn't hold over time. Once the bushings are gone, then the suspension, they say, pretty much has to be replaced. So I'm going to get a second opinion on that, because I think Kenworth may just be wanting to sell parts. They want to upgrade my suspension and put a newer suspension system on my truck. It's about $1,500 per side plus labor. So we're looking at about $3,000 in parts to upgrade the suspension, unless I can get somebody that specializes in suspension on these Class 8 trucks to give me a separate opinion and tell me whether or not it's worth replacing or repairing. So that's something that I really need to keep attention on, and and that's one of the things I'm saving up for. The market, man. Oh, it's bad right now. The whole key to my success through this so far has always been to keep my overhead down, and I've stressed it to y'all before, to keep the overhead down. Problem is this inframe. I had so many problems with the truck in the first year that I wasn't able to save up money to do the inframe the way I intended to do it. I knew the inframe was going to have to be done, but I never could get the money saved up to do it, because every time I'd get a couple $1,000s saved up, something else would go to shit. Oh man, so I had to finance the inframe through the company that bought my truck, or I bought my truck from. They did it, no problem. I really appreciate it. It was a huge help. I don't know that I could have succeeded this far had they not done that, because I just, there were so many repairs on the truck, I just couldn't afford the inframe. It was either, at this point, it was either they finance the inframe, or, I lose the truck and go bankrupt. So anyway, they financed it, but the cost of that was that my payments for the truck went up from $600 every 2 weeks to $900 every 2 weeks, and I went from only owing about $7,500 on the truck. I almost had the truck paid off, but I would have had it paid off in another, I think it was 9 to 10 weeks. I'd have had it paid off. I went from owing $7,500 on the truck to owing almost $23,000 again. All told, after all repairs, including the inframe in the first year, I've got about $34,000 in repairs, and then the $17,000 for the truck, which puts me at about My math isn't all that great right now. 51,000 is about what I've got into this truck. 51 grand once I get it paid off. So, and I've got more money I got to put into it. And so at this point, there's people that are gonna say that it wasn't worth me putting all this money into the truck. That I should have just went out and bought one that was $50,000-$60,000, and already had everything done. Well, maybe you're right. I'm not going to buy a new truck. New truck's not even on the market. Not for me anyway. And buying anything that has the DEF, DPF, SCR, all the emissions crap on it, that's not happening until they make me do it. But maybe I could have gone out and found a older truck, same type truck, about the same year, for $40,000-$50,000, and not had to do all this. Maybe I could have, and maybe I would have been better off doing that. I don't know. I don't know because I didn't do it. I took the path that I took. I felt like it was the right path to take. So far, I've been successful. It's been a struggle. It's been a serious struggle. There have been times where I've had to sit back and think about whether or not I did the right thing, and whether or not I'm in too deep, and whether or not I can dig myself out of it. But ultimately, I'm relatively happy with the decision. There's been times where I've been immensely frustrated. There have been times when I've been pretty angry. Things haven't always been perfect at Triple C. I've have dealt with problems there, but Triple C is such a great company that we've always come out the other side, and they've always fixed what was wrong. They've always addressed my concerns. They've always come through. They've had my back from the beginning. If I hadn't had Triple C in my corner when I first started this, I wouldn't have succeeded. There's no way. I just, they fronted a lot of the money for the repairs. I've paid them all back. But they fronted all the money for it. The air compressor, when it blew, they fronted the money for that, $1,425. I still owe them $1,100 of it. When my power divider blew up, $5,000, I want to say it was $5,800. I paid about $1,000 of that. They paid the rest of it. And when my ECM went out, $5,286, if I'm not mistaken. They paid for that. Ultimately it all came out of my settlements, and I had to pay it back, but they were there for me. When I first bought the truck and my tires were blowing recaps, I paid $1,200 in road service calls out of my pocket. They paid $3,800 to put all brand new tires on my truck. It's just time and time and time again. They've come through and they've helped me, and if they hadn't have been there, if I'd have had to deal with all that myself without having the backing of Kevin Collier up there at Triple C, I would be in a really bad shape. There's no way I could have succeeded. There's no way I could have done it. I came into this from the best year trucking had in the since the recession began, 2008. 2014 was the best year the trucking industry had seen in 20 years. And I bought my truck in 2015. 2015 is the worst year. So I've made it through the worst year, and I think I got that all backwards. This is 2016, ain't it? Man, I tell you what, I am all kinds of discombobulated. Anyway, 2016, yes, okay, I bought my truck in 2015, which was the worst year that the trucking industry had seen in 20 years. So, I was expecting things to be a little bit better, and it's been rough. It's been really rough. These last few months have probably been the worst, because the market has gotten so soft, and the truck to freight ratio is so bad. Rates are so low that it's really difficult to make a profit out here right now. Especially when you're leased on to a smaller company that doesn't have the buying power and the negotiating power of these big name companies. And it's rough, man, and it's been a hard time, hopefully we're coming through it. I'm here. I love Triple C so much. I'm here until the wheels fall off. For better or for worse, I'm with Triple C, and I've had to go back and rethink some of the things that I've done and some of the things that I'm doing, and I'm a hard-headed son of a bitch, man, and I'm gonna keep fighting this, and I'm gonna try to keep succeeding at this, but I don't always say my way is the best way. For me, my way is the best way. I believe in what I've done. I believe in how I've done it. And right now, I don't know that I would advise people to go out and buy a truck. The market is just too hard right now. I don't know that I would advise people to go out and buy a truck. Maybe next year, maybe the year after that. But this year it's rough, it's really rough. So anyway, that's the update, man. That's where it's at. We're gonna see over the next couple of weeks how things turn out, how things go. I made really good money this last week, and I'm hoping to make good money this coming week. I go home here in a couple of weeks, and and we'll review everything again then, and I'll let y'all know what's going on. But I haven't done a video lately, partly because, like I said, the last 2 times I tried it, it got all fucked up, and then I've been working really hard, trying to keep going and trying to make up that income, and with the markets the way they are, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little demoralized out here. It's been rough. I work hard, man, really hard, and I'm really trying to make everything work and make everything come through. And I thought that all the repairs were over with, and then that air compressor, brand new air compressor, blew the head gasket on it and went out on me, and it hit me pretty hard. There's times when, and it's a brand new compressor, and if it was an old compressor, the original compressor, that might be one thing, but it was a brand new compressor. Anyway, I'm going to make it through this, and I want y'all to stick around with me. Hopefully it'll all come out, in the wash. And if you're not in agreement with me on the old truck, hey, more power to you. Go out and buy you a new one. Let me know how that works out for you. Maybe I could have bought an old truck in better condition for more money. I wanted to keep my overhead low. So we'll just have to see in time how that worked out. Anyway, man, we're hitting about my limit on time, so we'll catch y'all later. Y'all take care. Share the video, like the video, comment, let me know what you think, and we'll do another update, as soon as we can. Y'all take care, and peace out.